quadratic equation looks like ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So basically it looks like this format. And then you have the a is actually in front of the x squared. The plus b is in front of the x. The plus c is the number. And then on the right hand side you have the 0. Okay? Okay? So if you give me the first question, part A, first question. X squared minus x minus 12 equals to 0, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, your a is equal to here 1, right?
Yeah.
Your b is equal to
Negative
here, right? Your c is
negative 12.
very good. Okay? So in a way, right, when you key this into the calculator, you key in the a equals to 1, you key in -1, you key in -12. Then the calculator will give you the answer. So this is called by calculator. But of course, I'm not going to teach you by calculator. I'm going to teach you another method, calculator. So you just key in 1, -1, and -12. Okay? So going forward, I will always ask you to give me these 3 values. Right? Because these 3 values, not only they can allow us to use the by calculator method, it is also for another method which I'm going to teach you. Okay? So for quadratic equation, the general format is ax squared. So basically you have a x squared, you have a x squared, and you also have, so from x squared, one step down is x. Okay? Okay? Then finally is the number without the x. And then the other side is 0. So generally, for quadratic equation, you have 1, 2, 3 terms on the left hand side, and the 0 on the right hand side. So what's the general format of quadratic equation? How many terms on the left? 3 terms on the left. And what is on the right?
1. Just the 0.
0. Okay, good. 1 term and 0. Now, if you look at this question, D, you have 4m squared minus 1. Ask yourself, how many terms are there on the left?
2.
1, 2. So you have 2 terms. And then do you have 0 on the right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have 2 terms. So when you have 3 terms, you just follow this in the calculator, right? So you have 2 terms, how to solve? 3 terms, you use the factorization method. But 2 terms, how to solve? 2 terms, you solve it like we solve algebra. First thing first, underline similar term. This one is with the letter, right?
Yeah.
This one is the number, right?
Yeah.
0 is also number, right? Right? So, move it over. Move the -1 over. You get 0 plus 1, right?
Yeah.
After that is 4m squared. Then equals to 1, right? So you divide by 4, you get m squared. Right? Then you divide by 4. And then you get 1/4, right? So m squared equals to 1/4. How do you get m?
Square root.
Yes, you square root both sides. So actually when you square root, because it's the even power, you will end up with plus square root 1/4 or negative square root 1/4. Can you help me out? So what is square root 1/4? So that's your m. So your m equal to
1/2.
The other one will be negative 1/2. This one. So this one is this. Okay, so you have 2 answers. Are you clear? So if you don't have 3 terms, right? How you do? You do it algebra. Okay? Good. Let me do this one also. F. Because F and D, they are similar because what do you see here? This is -0, right?
Yeah.
You know what's the
It's
meaning of -0?
330.
that means it's not there. You have plus 0 and minus 0, that means it's not there, right? Right? So if it's not there, how many terms you have? 1, 2 on the left, 0 on the right. Right? So when you have two terms, you cannot factorize. I mean, you cannot factorize like the box method. You still can factorize. Why? This one, the two terms, right? The x squared and the x is already together. You don't need to move. But just now the d, you need to move because why you need to move the negative 1?
To factorize.
No, I mean why
To
do you
get the m.
no? Why do you need to move the negative 1 in this case?
Similar.
Yeah, because this negative 1 is similar to the 0. They are all numbers. So that means basically the concept of algebra, is you try to group similar terms together. Okay? In this case, two terms. This one is m, this one is without the, this is number. Can't you see that the number is here on the left, the number is on the right, so it makes sense for you to group the number together. Does it make sense? But for this case, this is with x, this is with x. Do you still want to move them?
No,
Why not?
because it's not similar terms.
So this is number, right?
Yeah.
If you move over, it's number and x, not similar. So in a way, right, you have x squared here, you have x here, they are already grouped. In this case, it's already grouped. Does it make sense or not? Does it make sense or not? So it's already grouped. So you don't move. Okay? You don't move. So if you don't move, then what you can do is split. How do you split this? 5x and x, right? How do you split this? Negative 2, 1, x, right?
Yeah.
Or you can put 2 but negative 1, but I think negative 2 is better. So can you see what is common?
X.
Yes, so you have x. So you take out the x, and you are left with 5x, right? And you left with minus 2 times 1, right?
Yeah.
Which is?
Minus 2.
Yeah. Okay. Simple. So now, if you can recall, can you go to the first question and your solution? The bracket, this is your first bracket, right?
Yeah.
So you equate the first bracket to 0. Then you equate the, so when you equate the first bracket to 0, what you are left with here? X. So you equate the x is to 0. So therefore you have one answer, x equal to 0. Then you just solve this algebraically. Minus 2 and 0, similar term, move over. So 0 plus 2. So 5x is equal to 2. So 5x is equal to 2. X is divided by 5 here. So you divide by 5 here. So you get 2 over 5. So you have this answer and you have this answer. So that's how you solve two terms. The first case of two terms, this is the first case of two terms. This is the second case of two terms. Second case is they already grouped for you. No need to do movement. Right? First case, you still have to do movement. Why?
Because they're similar terms.
Yep, the similar terms have not grouped yet, right? Okay? Okay? Good. So that's how you solve two terms one.